everyone, it is nostalgia time once again, and this is the third episode of our HP mini-series. So, this episode we have a Windows 7 HP. It looks like so here we have an HP Windows 7 installation with drivers. I'm not sure if it's a standard installation or not, and I didn't even swap out the disk beforehand. So let's set. Alright, that should be the correct one. And then we have the HP Pavilion DV2A45SC, which already has a hard drive partition. So it should just boot to the restore partition right away. And yes, it does. We have VDRS. Is it on auto detect or is it loading? It is loading VDRS. Okay. And then we have an HP 14 with Windows 8. The EliteBook 845. And then there's one more missing. The DC7600, which came in a ghost file. And like we've done previously, I'm going to be using Symantec Ghost to do all that. Yes, the partition sizes are correct, and proceed. And then it'll prompt us for disk 2 when that time comes. So, yes, agree to Service Pack 1 and install the operating system. And this guy is still loading here. Because rather than downloading a ghost file, now rather than using the ghost disk from the Internet Archive, I'm using the bootable CD from the TravelMate 2600 to start the initial restore. So of course we can type restore and it'll launch. And next, to proceed, yes, we're going to restore the system, and off that goes. And here is Windows 8 in Chinese, and we will install Windows. You have to put in a product key in order for it to work, so, I mean, it doesn't provide a product key, so it's not going to work. See, my flash drive appears. Yes, here's the ghost file. We're going to restore it to the hard drive. Yep, primary C drive. Yes, proceed. And now it is restoring. It is only 1 gig in size, so it's not going to take that long at all. Alright, and now the restore is done. And now we are loading into the out-of-box experience here. Meanwhile, let's see how all the other ones are doing. Windows 10 is still taking its time at 16. And see, Windows 7 is almost done copying over its files. Well, it's already copied its files, it's expanding them. The VDRS is 3/4 of the way done and we'll be ready for the next disk soon. The DV2845, boy, is really taking a while. And there's that beautiful animation. It says, thank you for purchasing this computer from Apple Corporation. And I can tell this is an Italian copy. Let's see. Wonder if we can do what we've done before. Try to change it to United States. It doesn't show up as an Italian. I'll just leave it. this is Tablet PC Edition 2004. Set both terms and conditions. Sure, go ahead and try to update Windows. Skip this part. This will not connect to the internet, of course. And that's it. We'll press finish. It reads, "Thank you. The software has been installed successfully." Well, a startup sound playing before even the XP logo fades in. That's a first. A Iniciaro Windows. This apparently is a Portuguese copy of Windows 7. And there is the HP copy, which pretty much just looks like all those other HP copies. Well, some of them that we have seen previously. If we go into System Properties, this is Service Pack 2 of XP Pro. And of course, I don't expect too many programs. However, I do see some extras. So, we have a Broadcom driver. Looks like we have an advanced control suite here, which basically just gives some information about the adapter. There's the Sonic Sign Player, Cineplayer, Sign Player, whatever it is. And I see it's already detected our English layout, so we can use the international icon here to switch it to English, which it does not want to do for some reason. Now let's look around. We also have the games. I see we have a couple of extra ones here. What's this one? The icon looked so much different, so it looks like this must be it looks like a rebranded Minesweeper. Because the Minesweeper icon is not the one that I remember from US copies of XP or other versions of XP internationally. And now, this is when VDRS asks for the third disc. So we'll go ahead and throw that in, we'll keep it going. But yeah, as I was saying, this Minesweeper icon is not what I remember. So to me, it looks like it's a flower. It looks like a flower of some kind. But of course, Minesweeper plays just as it is. I'm guessing these are supposed to be grenades or mine icons, but they've changed them. But otherwise, nothing to see there. We have Roxo's Cineplayer here. I believe this is the one I was supposed to open initially. I believe this is one of those pieces of software that has like a trial on it because it says remaining trial 2. It's saying register your software for 24/7 technical support and additional functionality. So, yeah, see, this is mostly in English. So, pretty much this is just like a DVD player. You could just put a DVD in there. Although Windows Media Player has similar functionality. And I'm guessing this is for .NET Framework, Remote Assistance, and HP Protect Tools is on here too. I believe this is one of the first implementations of such. So you can configure a BIOS password, and you can also have it log in with other things like smart cards and everything like that. Reminds me a little bit of the Sun Java thing that I saw a while back. And what do we have here? HP Mac. This is for a modular keyboard. And this is for some of the remaining apps on the device. Anyway, while this guy may be done, I might want to go ahead and put Falcon 4 into here. So I can fix the issue that has been most common with all these ghost things. Mainly the hard drive controller, which it'll blue screen with the 0x7B error. So I might want to get that fixed before continuing. So it looks like this just installed a client. And the 7 one looks done, and interestingly, this one's the Ultimate Edition. But either way, we'll name it the same way, and we'll call it. I'll name this Ultimate 7 HP. So it looks like this is just a standard retail copy of Windows 7. I'll just leave them all as it is. So it looks like this is just a standard retail copy of Windows 7 Ultimate with some HP drivers thrown in, specifically for the Elite Book. I don't know if it's going to come with any software, considering it looks like it's a retail copy, but we will find out when we reach the desktop. Not only is this RTM Service Pack 1, but it is in English. And then we have the HP Assistant, and I can already tell there is no sound. So interestingly, this is a Voodoo machine. I don't know why we're including Voodoo here, but I guess we might as well get Voodoo over with the HP. So I guess this is a little add-on bonus. So this is of course an English copy of XP Home. It looks like HP Home RTM. Now, I have actually never seen this before in an out-of-box experience on XP. You are asked to put the product key after you install Windows. It kind of reminds me back in the Windows 9X days where even before you finish installing Windows, you have to put the certificate of authenticity key, which would be included in a little card that comes with the copy of Windows that you would purchase back in the day. And computer manufacturers also do the same thing. They include the specific key with certain products. And just like Windows 8, I can put in random keys and it will not take it. You can't continue to install the OS or continue setting up the OS without a valid product key. So, yeah, unfortunately, we cannot do that. Let's just go ahead and hit shut down on that. And I didn't even test the initial installation process beforehand, so it was kind of a neat experience too. So here's HP's Help and Support Center, where you can of course get drivers if it doesn't work anymore. And I think that's it. Oh, here we go. Here's the Mac software. It assigns shortcuts to specific keys on the keyboard that came with the computer. So like for instance, you can have K1 set to home, and we have to press, I guess we can name configuration, but it looks like everything's grayed out because we don't have that specific keyboard connected. But of course, you can assign different actions to it. Like for instance, you can have the home button load your home page on Internet Explorer. You could have the search button do search. Well, this is all by default. And then, of course, volume up and volume down and mute, which my Logitech keyboard has these functions. So that's a look at this one. So now let's turn our attention over to this copy of Windows 7. And just as I expected, it is just a standard retail copy of Windows 7 with what apparently looks like an activated Ultimate Edition. So it looks like the Ultimate Edition was already activated from the factory. That's pretty cool. There is the beloved Just a Moment screen from Windows 10 with those spinning dots that Microsoft didn't even bother changing with Windows 11. Not even 24H2, because Microsoft had released it about a week ago as of the time of recording. And yet, still, with that new update, they have not changed the spinning dots at all, except for the boot screen. That happened in 23H2, if I remember. But of course, your typical Windows 10 out of box experience English, US, and we have the UK keyboard layout by default, but I'm going to switch it to United States. No, we're not going to add a second keyboard layout. From here, I can press I don't have internet. And here's their thing about the full setup with a Microsoft account, which we are not allowing. I mean, it's nice here that Microsoft allows you to create a local account in Windows 10. However, in Windows 11 now, you're essentially forced to use a Microsoft account in order to set up Windows. And I also found out that they finally stopped the loopholes the loopholes of essentially everything. And what I mean by loopholes, the weird and random Microsoft accounts like notethankyou.com, A&A.com, that kind of stuff. So now you're essentially forced to use a legitimate Microsoft account in order to set up Windows 11. And I've heard many people say things about the pros and cons of using a Microsoft account on Windows. And I even heard one express many concerns, particularly in relation to security and other things. Let Cortana help you get things done. Sorry, Cortana, make way for Microsoft Copilot, the AI in Windows 11. And I see because the hard drive got messed up, now we do not have anything. We don't have Ghost, we don't have anything like that, so essentially we can't run the script on here, but I see we do have a disk C. So, even if we can't boot into Windows, what we can do is we can just look inside here and see what was installed. I must be in the Windows folder, am I? We can look at program files and x86 and we can see what it installed. So we have the 8.2K, which looks like we have a logo. Because this is a boot disk, we can't really seem to load anything. And then AWS, it looks like this must be the WeatherBug gadget. This is the WeatherBug gadget for Vista. Inside of common files, this looks like it has Norton security. It looks like Norton 2006, I believe. Considering I saw a publication date of 2008, I'm assuming that this is going to be Norton 2007. This is the connexed audio. Is that how it's pronounced? I don't know. In this folder, we have the HP Quick Touch with its icon. So it looks like this must have been one of those touchscreen computers. And I see we have a 30-day trial of Office 2007, I believe. So we have a MSO example setup file. And we can't really find a program to open it with because this is just a trimmed down version of XP. That's the movie maker from Vista. and the online services Mercado apparently was linked to by default, and I see we have an eBay icon. And Symantec. This is the folder for 2007, which looks blank. And then the rest of them are just the essential components of Vista. And this here contains the rest of the bloatware. So this is Office 2007, as I said. We have Adobe Reader 8, AOL Instant Messenger version 6. I see Earthlink is on here, and we got a bunch of Cyberlink components, like stuff that Dell's been including. So we have Cyberlink's UCAM. We have Power Director, which of course is the video editor, but I don't think we can run any of this stuff from within the boot disk. But I'm curious to see if we can. Let's find out. Nope, because this is a boot disk, there isn't really any essential components to allow any other programs or external apps to run. So I see we have Earthlink, the total access panel. And this folder, I believe, contains the stuff here. The wireless assistant, the info center, health check, active support. So essentially a ton of HP components. And in here we have HP's other software. And then HP games. These are all the games that are included on the machine out of the factory. So I see we have Bejeweled 2 Deluxe. So this is what starts the game, which will not start. The game is not properly installed. Please reinstall. I see we got Peggle. I really enjoyed Peggle back in the day, but it's too bad PopCap isn't even making compatible mobile apps anymore for these newer versions of iOS or Android. I mean, that Plants vs. Zombies game, I actually still have that, but I don't even touch it much now. Here's some more components for the info center. And I see we have movie on here. There's Norton Sling Media. Is this like a predecessor to Sling TV? Slingbox. Requires MSX ML3 or later. But I also see Slingo, Shooting Stars Pool, I see. And as before, there's the WinTV component, which I'm guessing there must be a driver for the WinTV component, which I believe would be integrated into Windows Media Center. But WinTV, that name sounds kind of familiar. Or is that affiliated with WebTV? I must be thinking about the wrong thing, because the live TV component in Windows, I must be thinking of the wrong thing, because WinTV is a driver that's being used here. I was thinking about the WebTV component that was included in Windows 98. Was it in 98 first edition or was it second edition? I can't remember, but I believe it was second edition. So then we have the setup folder, which contains all of the other stuff. So I'm guessing these are all installers for all the programs and whatnot. So yeah, that's really everything on this one. So I guess since we can't proceed any further, let's just restart. let's see if Startup Repair will be able to fix it. I highly doubt it, but because Vista was the first OS to include such functionality, let's see if it will. And we can see the EliteBook 845 is done. And right away, we're greeted with the new updated Chromium-based version of Microsoft Edge. And this is an older version, too. Because if we go to Settings... Oh, no, we're supposed to go to About. We're supposed to go to About Edge. There we go. And we can see version 84 is preloaded on here. The latest version is like version 100 or something. And I see Microsoft Teams is also preloaded. And looking at the components, this looks like it's just a standard copy of Windows 10 without any sort of bloatware from the manufacturer or anything like that. And if we run WinVer, this is Windows 10 Pro 20H2 with a dot number of 572. So it said it was last modified on June 8th of 2020. So it looks like it must include the June 2020 monthly security update for the OS. And of course I see that it cannot repair. Well, that's a shame. But hey, at least we got a few more HPs out of the way. So we've got some more as we get ready for part 4 of our HP mini-series. And that will be next time. Until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.